flame.
Remaining.
I mean, would you imagine Visage is still high up on the list?
Anything that allows Entity to like give them more power between the 15 and 20 minute mark, you have to take it out of the game. I think Visage is too much comfort, and it gives them, or anything that Secret believe Entity will pick that builds auras, goes in the offlane, and does okay with Shaker, you just take it out.
Time to consider here, Secret. Some other table that a bit more than the Visage that jumping out at us in particular. These strengths.
Entity going for similar drafts again. They're very scared of the sniper. I don't blame them. They don't have too many heroes that really jump him or reach him. I guess Sniper has a good matchup against Morphling simply because, yeah, sure, Morphling hits hard, but he doesn't really have the easiest time to get onto you in the game. As they last ban the Huskar from Entity's side here.
Okay, I mean, in the past, that has very much been that strong cheese pick that Chrysalis brings in. When Huskar was kind of more in favor. It was a hero that he would know when to grab and completely destroy the game with. You know, I would have been a bit surprised if we were to see that now. The way things are a bit different in the patch and play, but clearly, Entity, they still very much respect that potential from.
I would not have thought to ban Huskar. I'll have to see if the next pick gives more info to that, or again, if it's just more so about the comfort. I think Vano ban once again is
pick.
It's okay. I'll say it's slightly worse than the last game. I think the Master ban is right.
Okay, and we're going to get an Omni as the last pick here for Entity. So which of these is Toby playing on the offlane? May we be seeing the offlane Chen then this time round, or is this going to be like some offlane Omni night?
10 seconds
Potentially
remaining.
hard to say yet. Again, it's definitely like another strength of their draft that they can choose to do this, and also that their players play both of these heroes in their, respected positions. There's merit to both. Omni 5 does very well against Bad Rider. You can keep the spelling. Then again, Chen does too. Most likely the last pick here from Secret will then once again allow Entity to decide, okay, who's going to be in the offlane? Is it the Omni or is it going to be the Chen? But again, I am a little afraid of Team Secret's team fight. Their last pick has to be... He needs a good carry matchup against the Morphling and ideally also help them in this game.
Choose your hero.
We're going to go the route of the Naga Siren. We did see this, pulled out the other day. And it worked very, very well for them. And this, again, when that was pulled out the other day against, I believe, it was Into the Breach. That was Chrysalis's first competitive showing on it. Be a second game in competitive that he's going to be playing. So, so far it's 100% win rate, Kezu.
You're absolutely right. He's got the 100% win rate on lock. It's not quite as good of a Naga game as it was yesterday. It's still a very good game for Naga. I have no clue what creeps you need on Chen to deal with this hero. So I would assume, again, as we saw yesterday, Chrysalis will have a very good time in the safe lane.
Yeah.
Chen does not like to lane into these heroes whatsoever. I do also like Naga Siren a lot with Bad Rider, just conceptually in the game. You push it all the ways with Naga. You want one guy to help you get pickoffs. You have Blink Lasso to consistently do that. But there's still this mid-game timing that is very, very scary from Entity, especially when they get this shard on the Earthshaker, the Repel, or the Grace on Omni.
Wow.
So actually, I can't really choose a favorite, but I will prefer to play Entity's draft this game.
Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, at the least, I just hope we get a bit more than 22 minutes of gameplay. Because
we will. I'm
when
sure
it gets
we will.
down to that sort of quick pace, it's kind of like the game's the same length as the draft. Hopefully, we get a bit more excitement, a bit more of a length to this one. And yeah, I mean, also, in terms of the Naga Siren pick, are you not a little scared at the Shaker? Even in sort of the potentials of being able to not necessarily always the song to escape, right? Even the cast range item on the Shaker. You're able to reach in from the edge of the song, aren't you? Or not quite?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, later in the game you can. I do think you need a lens to execute that. But early on you don't care about the Shaker so much. At least you're not like the PL where you are together with your illusions at all times of the game. So there's definitely times for Crystallis in this game where he will be very strong. It's going to be a bit swingy. He's going to be very strong from like minute 10 to 20. Then there's a few minutes where he's not as strong when they get their blink daggers and shards. But Secret, they need Crystallis to have a good game. I want to see him even more farmed than in the game they had yesterday, because that is what he's going to need to pull off in order to win this game.
We'll see, as I say, if he can do it. 100% win rate so far. Stats are still stats.
Stats don't lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
30 seconds to battle.
Again, was the game for it, grabbing it as the last pick. Yeah, Entity, we were mentioning at the start of the whole series, their ability to play the top lane.
I feel like it shouldn't be that good of a lane for them top. Maybe with the Shaker, again, you can try to double wave a little bit with the Shaker block, but Naga should just free farm here, and Chen shouldn't have the easiest time to pressure that lane. Also, if Stormer decides to go for Exort, which he is, as Fishman is taking quite a beating down bottom for now.
Caught by the hook. Puppy can finish him off. One more right click, but won't quite be able to get in on top of him. First blood to be found yet. Yeah. Be fine here as well. Back towards Fishman, salving back up, and of course, looking at this as well. How do you sort of feel Pudge is in terms of his strengths back in that support role? Because it's a patch where Pudge in the support position, that is not the common thing to see.
I would say he is better than people give him credit for. Like just because you have a Pudge in your lane doesn't mean that the game is instantly over or that the guy is griefing you. It's really not that bad. His base stats are good. Hook deals a tremendous amount of damage. It's like 150 pure for 100 mana. It's definitely very strong. As we see a little bit of lane swaps already. Secret want to have the Pudge against the Chen, and they also looks like they wanted to have the cores away from each other. So we'll see how this plays out, because this way you don't actually have the Naga lane into the Chen. But you now have Omni Chen lane, which is definitely something I don't see in my pubs.
Some fun stuff here from Entity, and every reason to believe that it's going to very well to their favor with track record so far. Bottom. So we're getting a bit of a Fisher block off onto Puppy, but quite with the take him out at this early level. I believe we saw this sort of same position that Crystallis was farming in the last time he played the Nagasarian the other day. He was down on the bottom lane. In this lane situation, is he going to be able to free farm? Does he get scary for the Nagasarian downer at all against these two?
I feel like it starts off good, and it should stay this way the whole time. Morphling, once again, a hero that doesn't deal too well with illusions. The only way Entity can do well in this lane is if they keep clicking Crystallis down, so that when he spawns Illus that they're not full HP, and then maybe with some Fissure they can clear them. But for now, we should see Crystallis be most likely at least among the top of the network chart at like 5 to 6 minutes.
Top lane. An attempt there from Kester to run down Toby, but got plenty of one charges. Jen as well, so he's fine. We're seeing the jungle, a bit of a battle here between Fishman and
hilarious fights.
Got the hook, one's got the hammer.
Maybe not enough heft.
There, but not quite able to get the aim. Over towards the mid lane. Nisha. Well, 5 here against Storm. Storm was 11 for 3.
All things
having that bit of an edge in terms of being able to harass the Invoker, find the option to Forge Spirit sometimes. To allow this to stay a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, Kunkka, Nisha in this matchup, he might be slightly ahead over time. I would definitely like if Puppy looks for moves into middle, especially when you play against an X-Sword Invoker. He has a hard time staying full HP against Kunkka, and also you do have to set up with an X-Mark Torrent potentially later. And similar to the game yesterday, if you remember, they had this Naga in the offlane, and it allowed their support to rotate very early on out of the lane. And it's, to be fair, it should be very similar in this matchup. Because as we said, Crystallis, he should have a good time in this lane, even if he ends up 1v2 for short amounts of time in this laning stage.
Certain though, does look like with this setup that it will be another game where Pure gets complete free farm in the lane setup that he's ended in. Crystallis may also be able to hit the creeps down here. Nothing seems to show any signs of slowing down Pure, and very much saw that become a problem rather quickly in that game one. Pure was able to hit that 20-minute timing on the Manta Skadi.
Yeah, luckily this game for Secret is not as good as a Morph game as the last one. It was, to be fair, pretty hard to replicate such a good Morph game once more. I would definitely like Secret to, as I said before, try to speed up Nisha's game a little bit. He's the one to go around, get some tempo, as we have a bit more trading up top with Fishman and Zayas here.
Fishman is charging in under the tower there. Full aggression here from the Omni. CS. Very easy. Third beam resolution. 9 on the Chen. 15 and 2 on the bat. On track to get this really early timing on it. A sort of aura item that Toby wants to get out.
Honestly, this Pudge in the top lane is already doing a pretty decent job. As we might have to go here on Red. He's trying to sticky up both at the same time. But what do you know, it doesn't do too much in this patch anymore, since he still dispels both the targets.
Able to build up those stacks again. Giants is trying to run in at them, but Fishman is happy to trade, but this is going to have another hammer in a second to throw down at Giants, and there it is!
First blood.
Out goes the hammer of purity, and first blood is claimed.
Well, I guess I cursed him. I mean, so far at least, it looked like he was doing pretty well, because if I see this matchup played straight into each other, as we have some more goals on bottom. Puppy. Nice net by Crystal, it's very interesting.
Tower.
Good. Be able to get that waveform off, and Puppy, so Puppy will live there. Thanks to the early skill of the net from Crystallis. Mid 6-minute power runes in play. Will be a haste top.
Radiant's
Fishman
middle tower is
will be able
under
to take
attack.
control of that one. Nisha, aggressive under the tower, has hit the 6.
Gonna get whacked a few
Very
times.
strong. Yeah, Fishman's going to be ready to run him down. Zip around a little bit. Back up. Here, Puppy. Round to back Nisha up if he finds any sort of setup with the X mark. But not like he'll be given the opportunity. Stormer sitting back safely, making sure that he reliably gets this last bit of gold for his mark. In fact, he'll stay underneath this tower. And in very good timing here for him. Top. Time round, Fishman. Should be in trouble. He's got a Maledict on him. Will fall. So Puppy coming in to make the rotation. Sunstrike. Damage just gets split. So it's fine. So he's not quite able to stay on top of him.
Nice rotation and nice heads-up play from Puppy also there afterwards to split the damage from the Sunstrike, because that was definitely a kill on him. Now, getting this kill on Omni, it can be a very big deal, especially if Fishman would make the mistake to TP out to a lane, which he is not doing, so well done by him, because if he TPs somewhere to a lane, it would open up for Secret to dive the mid lane without him then being TP ready. But no, Fishman, he's smart. He's like, I need to ready to save my homies. He's just gonna walk out with his hammer, keep his TP ready. Stormer, as you mentioned, he finishes Midas already again under 8 minutes. Very good timing for him. Now 8-minute rune coming up, and I would still like to see Secret try to involve Nisha in this game. He's very strong. Maybe also eventually look for like a lane swap around later, where you put the Kunkka into a side lane, maybe with open a play here on Pure, or come top against the Chen, because eventually Secret should look to swap up their cores at least a little bit. I think this Chen will take over top at some point.
Mid Nisha. Look to drop the combo on Fishman. seem like it's going to be enough damage. Puppey tries to step in to help out, but the TPs are coming in. Now Pure turns into the Kunkka to use the combo against Nisha for the setup. 4 heroes of Entity surrounding Nisha. Try and run from this one, but the waveform's there from Pure as they'll turn it around and get the kill against him themselves. Nice fast movements there from Pure, using the power of the Kunkka against him.
Well, that's just a very heads-up rotation as Resolution having a bit of a battle with Toby. He's going to pop the Hand of God.
Back up here from Fishman. Have a chance of potentially turning this. Sunstrike comes in and indeed Rezo gets taken out. Puppey will get the cask off onto the 2 of them, but Zayats falls. See if Puppey can get a bit of a cleanup here. Both are ticking down very low to the Maledict. Indeed he will. Puppey may have lost sort of the other 2 by his side, but he will get a cleanup. Down bottom though, Crystalis in a whole world of pain there, only just managing to sneak away from Pure. He'll have to take a walk back. There's not quite the mana available on Stormer, so won't be able to throw out any Sunstrikes in an effort to catch him.
Clarity is coming.
I would like to see if he's going to go for it. I'd love to see it.
Yo,
if he does.
Scan.
Do it.
He knows.
Come on, do it.
He's invoking triple X-Sword? No, he's not.
Oh, come on, do it.
I'll take that.
No Reddit clip for today. At least not from this minute. I must say, what happened?
Dire's bottom
So
tower
this
is
mode,
under
for now
attack.
at least, from Secret, I like it. We'll get back to it in a moment.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened in the last 2 minutes between the Morph and the Naga, because Pure even TP'd mid. He made a super clutch play going mid as we have a cool hook up top on Toby.
Looks like there won't be anyone heading up there to help him out. 3 heroes on top of him. Not a chance, so
Radiant's
get
top
taken
tower
down.
is
Secret
under attack.
able to put some pressure onto the tier 1 tower off the back of that kill.
Looks similar to last year now. Minute 10, Entity, they feel strong, as they should. Their Invoker has double Force Spirit, like the good old days. They put their Shaker here, it's like deja vu from last game. They come here minute 10, Siege Creep, they bring the supports, and they're just gonna look to apply some pressure here.
Radiant's top tower is
down.
under attack.
Zayats for an angle.
Whoop-de-doo!
Got the Siege Creep.
Radiant's top tower
TP's
has
coming in
fallen.
now. Nisha for the fight. Same time he comes in Entity. They know it's time to back off. Secret to get. He's sort of set up out of this.
Secret, they definitely responded to that play very well. Nisha stays top after the first initial kill on Toby. They take the tower, he then TPs mid to make sure their own mid tower is secured. And once again for Entity, as we have a bit more pressure on bottom, they're just going to look to take this tier 1 as we have a net on your Rezo is here too. No lasso though.
Runs into Naga Siren there. There's some illusions out and we'll continue to run. See backup coming in for Pure. This is going to be a hard kill for them to try and get. With the skill build, no lasso, but even if it was there, Fishman would have been ready with some protection. Pure's going to be fine. Secret not able to chase
Nice
out.
ice wall.
Stormstormer, he's got the kill out of that. Killing off sides underneath the tower. Very much in his element here on the Invoker. 2-0-1. He's going to be hitting some fast timings. I mean, we're just 12 minutes in or so, and again, the 2 at the top there, Pure and Stormstormer. It seems like they're on track for a bit of a repeat of what both were able to do in game 1, Kezu.
Absolutely. I'll play a little game with you. Okay, so I think Entity's draft is a little better. Their 5-man is very strong and they're hitting decent timings. What do you think their win probability is right now?
It's already on the screen. I've been spoiled. I've been spoiled.
Has been denied.
Okay, we'll
What
play
would
this
you
game
say?
again later.
Yeah,
I would have
sure.
said 72.
You would have gone around there.
looking.
Yeah.
Close.
The time.
It's just 1,000 gold difference. But we saw how quickly that just blew open after sort of the following fights at game 1 around this moment. Couldn't get a catch in the mid.
The Dire's
Drag down Fishman, but Fishman's got breath.
be drawing
GA. So trying to get in on top of Nisha, but the boat comes crashing down over the 2 and
Nice.
the Echo Slam, up for the low ground, using the Death Ward. Won't be able to take down Katsumi, but they will get Fishman. They'll get one of them out of this Secret.
Play by Secret, come over, try to make a bit more use of the spell combos that they do have. They always have the X into a potential hook or the X Mark Torrent into some Witch Doctor plays as they try for some more in the mid lane. The one problem that they're running into right now is that they're playing a lot of single target spells and spell combos into an Omni Knight. It's something I mentioned yesterday. I mean, Omni Knight loves this, right? He loves when you throw 8 spells on one hero. He comes, haha, I press my W, you're free. Not only are you free, but you gain a lot of HP, a lot of HP regen. So again, it's a type of situation where Secret need to look for heroes that aren't too close to towers or like too close to their teammate that can make these plays really. Because for now, they cannot use the Naga Siren. Chrysalis has purpose in most of the fights. For now, all he can do is push waves and help his team to get Qualifiers bottom. Beautiful.
Nice angle there from Zayat. See backup coming in and try and bail Katsumi out of this. Will get around a couple of stuns off. Stormstorm and Fishman trying to hold them off, but Katsumi will fall. Secret. They get the kill, and they're able to back off in time. We'll see a bit of an attempt from Entity to chase. The gap on Zion turns into the punch. Ever uses hook against him. Fishman's also going to be there. Buff Cure up. Alan to continue to chase down Zion. He'll slow him out with the hammer. He's up to the high ground. He wants to keep going. Goes in the waveform, gets the kill. We'll see Secret in their numbers be able to turn as they drop down to boat.
Firefly, 2 seconds.
A huge amount of damage coming out over towards Pure. He's building up the strength. Is it going to be enough to save him? He's going to try for the TP out, but the damage has been done. Secret, they will manage to punish Pure's over-aggression there as, yeah, he was ready to just charge into that triangle no matter what. It does cost him his life.
Hey, definitely get a little too cocky there trying to chase Zayas for that long, who was incredibly tanky. Fluffy had Raindrop, Tranquil Boots with the Fletch Heap, just tanking through a lot of damage, and then, you know, just overstepping his welcome a little too much into a Maledict. And a Bad Rider is very scary against Morphling until you have items if he gets to chase you. And when you go this deep into them, of course he has all the room in the world to potentially, you know, chase you down, X-Mark Lasso. So nice job by Secret to punish that, turn it around. But once again, for Entity, in the coming minutes, we're going to have a Roshan Force again for them. Very similar to the last game, right? Alacrity, Chen, you have the Morphling, high damage. So they're going to look to play top area into Roshan very soon. Maybe even now.
I was going to say, is this a smoke into Roshan? Pierre will reveal himself mid.
I mean, they could, because they have the Chen creeps and the Penitence. They could go into the enemy jungle. They don't have to. They can just do it like that. If Secret comes, they can fight them. Especially when you have more fight, then it's good for you to force this fight. Because again, you're either getting it for free, or you force Secret to fight into you, which should be good for Entity.
I see what Secret's answer is going to be. It's going down very quickly. And not a chance for Secret to head in. Roshan goes down. They'll get the Aegis onto Pure. Secret just in the area, but not quite able to set up a move in time.
That's probably okay for them to give it. I just believe, similar to this game 1, it is very hard for you to fight into this Entity 5-man ball. So when they're set up there, which of course they will be if they go Roche like this, and you can't really go there and contest it anymore. You just need to accept the fact, give it up, push out the lanes, and get closer to your timings. Rezo wants his BKB, Naga needs his next items, and then just keep looking for these smaller skirmishes and smaller fights on the side lanes of the map.
Set up bottom, Stormstormer. Combo drop down onto Rezo. Any chance of a save? There isn't. Resolution taken down very easily there by Stormstormer, and now maybe more. The Fisher angle from Katsumi. He'll even drop down the slam for this one. As Entity, they'll be able to pick up another. Secret still going to charge forward with the remaining 3 of them.
Double kill.
Can he find any sort of grab? He can't. Entity, they're into the trees and they're away. They get the 2 kills, they lose nothing in return.
Good play by them. They go bottom. Stormstorm was already very early on the bottom push after the Roshan. They connect over with the rest. Maybe Rezo slightly out of position. I think maybe Zayas could have saved them with more clutch hook, but either way, good play by Entity. Also, they drop the Echo towards the end. Once again, Katsumi getting close to this blink. They have Aegis. It's not a very different game from last time around. For Entity, it's pretty much just go time. Knock on Secret's door, see how they respond. Do they even dare to fight into you? Because I have to stress it again. It is very hard for Secret to fight into Entity's 5-man. Straight up.
Sure, sort of the team fight they have, it's kind of the Kunker, and then that's that. Have a reason to believe that Entity, easier time out maneuvering them in a 5-on-5. We'll see bottom. In attempt to get Nisha away from
Radiant's middle tower is under
pressure. We'll see turn over towards Zayat. Fishman bumping himself up here. Turn over the Kunkka again, using Nisha's combo against him. Sets up for the kill, and now is ready to look for more. Over towards Resolution as he's slowed down by the ice wall. Entity, they'll get 2 out of this. Even more, Secret aren't too careful. Pure zips forward again, back into the Kunkka form. Another combo, another catch as he sets up onto Zayat.
Okay, that's a good pause. That's a good pause. The Secret need this one. I know that maybe some of the players are lagging. Of course, that's his Entity's pause. But Secret right now need to redirect what they're doing. Also, I'm very surprised. I need to question here in this replay why Crystallis is not opting to bail his team out with the song. He might be too afraid of. So right now, of course, he's on Pure. He's doing a very good job there. But now when his team gets chased, I feel like you have to pop the song here and get everyone out. You see where they all are, because Secret actually end up bleeding more and more heroes because they don't get to run away from these. You cannot fight into them, but you also have too hard of a time to run away. So you need to make a decision and, you know, go for one decision, do it together, and either commit or get out.
I mean, that's true. I mean, it looked like definitely quite a bit of a window where, you know, at the least Resolution and Zayat probably would have been able to be saved by a backup and a retreat around the song. But it didn't happen in that fight.
Because right now it doesn't look as clear to me. So if I'm in Secret shoes, do I think I can fight them? If so, everyone needs to come and we need to commit to the fight. I feel like they're doing it halfway. If they feel like they're gonna win later in the game with a fat Naga Siren, then let Crystallis play absolutely away from your team, get super fat around the map, cut some waves, delay the game so that you can fight later. But right now, it looks a little disconnected, and with how Entity are playing, that will not make it easy for you to fight into them or beat them in this game.
No, absolutely, yeah. You've got to be completely on the same page if you want to be able to match up against Entity. Considering the form they have been in game after game. See, back in the advance, 3k gold ahead. Storm, they're still yet to die. Very nice moves around the map already. 4-0-4, making the plays and making the money. Working on that BKB next after this Blink Bots Midas. Yeah, of course, very nice close behind him.
Really like the itemization from especially Toby in this game with the Wraith Pact Rush. You get a lot more value from just the AoE, you know, like reduced damage over buying any heal item, because you're playing into Witch Doctor. It will always clip him. It will always clip Kunkka, his Tidebringers, the constant damage from Bad Rider. It also helps you to deal with the illusions a little bit, and most importantly, it helps your Morphling so much. Giving Life Steal to your carry this way, and more armor and more damage than you have, you know, and yourself, you give armor with alacrity. I can't stress it enough. This is giving me like some OG vibes from TI8, TI9. You know, you have tops and mid on his Invoker. You have 8 million buffs for Ana. He at some point runs down a lane and you're like, what the hell do I do to this?
Definitely something that we're asking themselves in game one.
We might be asking themselves the same question soon.
I think there's definitely a chance. You know, we're 18 minutes in. So they've only got to last 4 more minutes and they will have made it longer than they did in game one. So definitely looks like it should be at the least a slightly longer game.
Secret will hold on to this game, and they still have comeback mechanism in this game. If they decide together what they want to do. I think right now, Entity, again, I've said it 50 million times, I'm sorry. They're too strong, you cannot fight them. Have Crystallis push out waves, get this BKB on Resolution, and then try to abuse the map pressure you have. Try to abuse the vision, the lane control, so that you can get pickoffs on the sidelines, delay the game a bit, get this Aegis away from Entities. You can drop a tower or 2 while delaying the game, and then take the game from there. But stop running at them and look to fight them. You can't.
And if indeed, you know, Secret, you're able to kind of keep Naga Siren away from these moves that Entity's making. In this sort of a game, can Crystallis kind of start to hit that top spot as a Naga Siren? Like, how easy is it for him to sort of split the lanes, push the lanes out, and safely be able to sweep through the jungle?
I can't believe what I am seeing. Look at that. Dire's middle tower
not that hard. A lot of the Radiant heroes aren't as mobile. Like Morphling isn't the most mobile carry. His move speed is very low. Omni Knight, Chen, they basically just want to right-click their core, right, and run around the map. So they're not very fast at moving around the map. You can have Illus push out there, because if Secret get to a point where Rezo gets to this BKB, which he has now, like if he can get a Blink Dagger without them losing the game like more than they are now, they'll be totally fine in a few minutes to get pickups whenever the Omni Knight is not close to his teammates.
Well, there could have been something there.
See, not looking to committing onto the pudge.
Radiant's bottom tower
something
is
bigger than
under
that.
attack.
Go for the jump. Zomi eyeing them up from the high ground. That's ready to play with the Blink
The direst
Gecko.
elements are pelting Radiant's
Here
bottom
rises.
tower. Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's feel
Playing
Radiant's
Aghanim's
bottom
on
tower is under
Morphling.
attack.
I actually believe that this is a great choice. You don't need Biscari. Not only do you have an Earthshaker,
Radiant's
but you're
bottom
playing in a
tower
lineup
has
where you have
fallen.
issues to deal
The
with the enemy
storm
Naga Siren.
has
Suddenly you
spoken.
get Aftershock, Totem, and a second Fisher. So the game changes at the stage of what did they do last game at 20 minutes? They were right here.
Dire's top tower has fallen. More's the pity. Radiant's middle tower
Wait, you
is
confused me.
under
What's second
attack.
Fisher from what?
Oh, but he can turn into the Earthshaker. Or am I being stupid?
Kessie, what year you living in?
Ah, yes, of course. Sorry, guys. I'm
Yeah,
actually
you
in
confused
2020
me. I was
still.
like, right, hold up.
Well, I tried throwing you off. Yeah, never mind. Either way, his
Radiant's
axe is very good.
bottom tower is
Ignore
under attack.
everything I said. I'm stupid. Too many changes lately.
Here we go, Hook. Able to grab him there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nisha even though he's prepared with the self-X mark.
It's okay, I'm reading the Ags right now once again
The
just to make
direst
sure.
elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower.
No, I think mainly it's going to be kind of taken away. I mean, it depends who he's going for still in these fights. I mean, all in all, it's just a nice extra buff. Being able to sort of have that huge amount of offset. Whichever stat or effect you're going to be taking, whether it's the spell amp, attack speed, status resist, depending on which stat type of hero you're going for.
It's gonna be very good. If he can get the real Naga, he's gonna ruin
Radiant's
him.
middle
But
tower
to be fair, I
is
guess in
under
most fights
attack.
won't be able to.
Radiant's middle tower
I'm not
has
sure if you can
fallen.
use it on illusions. But maybe you can, because you can use the normal one on Illus. And otherwise, if you really want stab distance in some of the fights against some Bad Rider, Nets and so on, that's also not bad at all.
There's a. Maybe see if we can have a bit of a go here onto Fishman. He will drop the lasso for this. He's able to bail out there. Omni Knight. See a jump off from Kato. He certainly wants to try, but already off to the side. Fishman has been hooked over. BKB popped by Rezo. Will continue to stay on top of Kato, but Pure's in. Taken out Puppy. But seems to lose the support. The stacks built up onto Kato. I mean, caught by the root Chrysalis descending the illusions. The heal will come out, but not enough to save him. Kato, I mean, goes down. Secret will be able to pick apart a couple of members of Entity.
Okay, very good turn for them here. Entity being a little deep, getting to catch the people out. Also premiering Rezo's BKB here in this fight where he actually does get to run around. And if Omni Knight isn't as close to his allies, which, you know, that can happen. You don't have the highest range on Grays. You're also playing into like some there's hooks and casts that bounce around. So definitely nice job by Secret, showing some signs of life. And Rezo getting closer to this Blink Dagger. For now, I don't care too much about Chrysalis. As long as he's getting his farm up, that's good. He's doing his job. He will come out in a few minutes and give us the impact. But most importantly, they need this Blink on Rezo to play around the map and continuously start fights.
Look, get Pure involved in the action once more. I mean, and Puppy around the mid. Pretty much, yeah, as soon as Nisha sees them, so back with the X mark. He doesn't want to mess around. He has got the full BKB now, Nisha.
I like Nisha's quick buy. What do you think?
I'll take that.
I like to see the money being made.
He knows they need the late game.
I think that's,
But
yeah,
Secret are holding on nicely right now.
They're avoiding fights right now, and we are seeing Chrysalis. He's stepping up in the farm, and second highest on the net worth. They've definitely managed to calm it down to the level you can only imagine that they want to, and that they should be doing when they're trying to run a lineup at such a...
No, absolutely. Like right now, they're doing it Yeah, they're playing their lineup as it's supposed to, especially when you cannot fight. Abuse the fact you have these Naga Illos running around, helping you. Bad Rider, he can do his thing with the boost of travel. As my holy base, everyone is leaving.
All right. Well, okay. I mean, I'm still in, you're still in. So Stormer, and Zayat. So looks like it's not a complete other thing. Maybe just everybody having a bit of lag. So go. I'm sure they'll be all back, Eddie.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Copium.
Hey, there we go. Stormer. Shout out to the viewers. Just shout out to you boys and home. Zayats, enjoy their moment here. Personal DM. Oh, is that what?
Hey, you don't often get to do this, right?
No,
You get
really
to talk one-on-one in an official game.
Offer for the one. Yeah, they could unpause. Oh, dude, let's go. Zayats and Stormer microing both of their squads. That would be something.
I'll say Stormstormer wins. This guy plays Visage.
He does. He's a bit
Invoker.
of a micro man.
Yeah, he really is.
Like something. Love it. Without doubt, of course, worth mentioning, we have made it past the duration of game one, and it's still very, very close in terms of the numbers this one. Much more of a game on our hands this time round in back and forth and a little bit of on the edge of your seat gameplay. Knowing who's going to take it.
Secret are, as we stated, recovering quite well. Rezo getting close to this blink. We'll see if Secret think that whether or not they're ready to fight, because first Roche was taken very early on in the game. The second one is respawning in 20 seconds, and Entity's draft take it really fast. So unless you're ready in the area, you will be punished because Roshan will fall too fast.
Entity.
Will they see it?
2 seconds. 1 second.
Here comes Toby. Toby.
He'll check it out.
Yep.
There we go. Get the army there with the creeps. And Secret nowhere near in position to do anything about this one. Without Postals. Control of Entity. So this will be another Roshan or Entity. Grab the Aegis. Charge as well. Over to Pure. Yep, he'll take that. Pure very much ready to go here with the
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Time to go top for them. A shard on Morph as well is... I've seen it a few times in the pubs lately. The stats alone,
is under attack.
The fact that you can shift in a stun is once again crazy. Secret, I think Chrysalis might want to start looking to cut more waves. He's currently doing a great job at doing so mid and bottom, but if Entity keep pushing in the top lane, I feel like they could force back Secret into that area, because yeah, sure, Secret are controlling your mid and bottom, but you could go and poke top lane a bit.
For sure, with a similar of a lineup as from the last game, we know how quickly and effectively heroes can siege the high ground.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A hold of the creeps in mid. Secret have started to back up on the defense. Still though, Chrysalis able to find the ways to get out on the map. Making good progress with the farm, keeping up with both Stormstormer and Pure this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Surprised that they didn't dare to look and step up top, but I guess if the lanes they don't feel quite as good, so instead they're gonna look for a smoke around. We have the whole team DCing once again.
Everyone's out.
How's Stormstormer saying?
I was gonna say,
these guys.
Something about the internet that he's getting or something is, and Zayats as well.
We're back.
I mean, I don't really understand computers or technology, but I guess there's some sort of routing situation where the players that are in the slots that Stormstormer and Zayats are in, they have some sort of VIP connection, because they're not having any problems.
It's time to kick
Very
Zayats
peculiar.
out of that slot next game if you're Crystalis or Nisha, I think.
I mean, dude, there
the
actually might be some
prime time
science
connection.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the important slot. That's the one that seems to have the fewest issue for both teams, right? The second slot. That is the valuable slot. That's why Stormstorm gets his whole gets that one. Firing action.
We have found the criminal,
I
it's Bobby.
see. It apparently tends to misfire a bit, hits his own team as well. You know, happens.
I mean, you can't make it too obvious, right?
I see. Rezo and Toby to go. Ideas or
The hacker man in real life, so he knows the ins and outs.
crashed? What a peculiar one. Eh? Same problem for Nisha. Rezo's blaming Crystalis here for the internet issues. We've had someone accused Rezo, someone accused Puppy. We'll get to the bottom of this one. Now Puppy accusing Crystalis. So it's being pointed all around here.
Poor Crystalis.
Asking for help.
Nisha has yet to change his quick buy. He's still rocking the quad Midas.
I like
Don't
it.
blame him yet. Of course, that will get changed eventually.
Well, you never know. You never know. We've seen some late. Honestly, if there was a team that's picked up later Midases in the past, it has been, namely Puppy.
If he buys
Puppy's
a
had
Midas-
games where he's bought Midas sort of mid.
True. You're absolutely correct. But if Nisha buys a Midas next, it means that the guy who's DDoSing them has logged into his account successfully to buy it for him. I hope they are. Be unfortunate if they were not. As we talk about,
Nisha with the advice there. Just reconnect, lol. Smiley face,
Come on, lol.
basically. Come on, just reconnect. Viewers in.
it's a lot of gold on Stormstormer once this game does continue later. He's currently sitting on 4,300 gold. Likely aiming for this Blink Hex to give them some instant engage. Kataomi also picked up the Shard. So again, kind of a long-range gaming gonna come out from Entity with the only one who's gonna sit in the front lines to hit the enemies and buildings or heroes with right clicks will be Pure on this Morphling, who's working on a Butterfly.
That is very nice. I mean, you do heroes that pack a bit of a right click on Argus Siren. They're not going to be looking to build any sort of forms of true strike. I guess sometimes with an Argus Siren you can go the later on. If that does come anywhere near the timing where Pure has the potential.
Yeah, Blathorn definitely your preferred choice. Naga later on, not only for True Strike, but also damage. So if we'll see a source of True Strike, it will definitely be that. But again, it's very often a type of matchup where you don't necessarily interact that much with the carries straight up. It's more so you're trying to kill the team around them. They do have bad riders, so later when Rezo gets towards these next items, it can be a really crucial point for them. Because he needs like this one more snappy item to help him reach this Blink Lasso and then drag them out of range from Omni-Knight. So this is why he's currently queuing up a Force Staff. But of course, we'll only get to see later when the game is back live.
No, we will. We'll see. Quick restart.
Let's play the win probability game. Please don't ruin me, production. I beg you. What do you think, Owen? What's the probability right now?
At the moment, I would give it.
I'm saving your
I'll
wheel to
give it
leave.
a 68%.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with 74.
Let's have a look. So look. Oh my
goodness.
Oh, well, calm down. Let's give it an 86%. That is
I feel like this is not as accurate. Maybe, Gaben loves his Omni Knight. Well, I get this heavenly grace on me. I have Chen healing me. I can't lose. But there's definitely ways for Secret to win.
I guess it is Entity, and they are still yet to game. Not that algorithm takes into account that. I don't. But if you were going to take into account sort of Entity's run outside of this single, then 86% is probably not. But if you were just to look at this game alone and look at the farm that these heroes have, the fact that there is a farm Naga Siren, well, very on par with Pure's farm, can never write that out.
No, absolutely not. The only thing is, so Secret have something that is going to be harder to execute in terms of they need to land like the Blink Lasso into an insta-kill without the Fisher stopping something or without Omni dispelling it. Meaning, if this does get messed up, you might just lose a Rax on the back of that, whereas Entity have a little more room for error with their draft and the position that they're in the game. So perhaps that also weighs in a little bit with the win probability. But if you're Secret here, they've now had plenty of time to talk about how to get back into the game. They've already done a good job at that, and now they've also had more time, and now they have more items to talk about how to take the future fights, which will be coming their way. There's an Aegis on Entity. The game plus Entity are strong. They're going to look to speed up the game now.
All right, here we go. They can't make off the back of this smoke. They're heading in the direction of Crystallis. You're having a pretty good idea of where Crystallis wants to be farming. Indeed, they'll find him. In they go with the... They knew exactly where to find this Naga Siren.
Good be by them with the map, kind of deciding to not commit to the top thing. Once you don't commit there, you want to smoke. It's not their mass being on Rezo. Currently flying around. This is a good move by Entity. Primarily, this is done in games where you want to maintain map control. You take over top, you can't really go high on Yeto, so you smoke to the other side. You push in mid, you push in their safe and as they've done, and now they mass heat back up where they came from to maintain lane control and also, keep their jungle instead of letting Secret push it out much more. So very nice map movement right now from Entity.
Get out of this 2 minutes of Aegis. Back in action, Crystallis. What's that bottom area of the map? Deep, keeping the pressure at mid. That butterfly will be done for the next fight. Talent invasion on its way over. How much of a difference this makes. Secret's ability to threaten the more. The evasion now online at early moments, 28 minutes in.
Dire's middle tower is
from
under
Secret,
attack.
of course, the items they have.
Dire's
Good
middle
old
tower
skeleton creep.
has fallen.
Doing Pure even more damage. Top lane, Rezo.
The setup will be forced to BKB, tries to turn. Look for a last opportunity, will find Fishmash. Looking hold back Pure for now with the penalizing cast, but Pure still able to wait for him and aggressively wants to use his Aegis to his full potential here, jumping up to the high ground. Naga Siren starts to get some illusions going himself. Puppey, the Death Warper now has to back away. Damage to the tower begins here from Entity. They'll start their push. Look successful. Darks will find the grab, but Puppey is going to be safe for now. Darks able to grab him into a safe distance. This will begin his own attempt to deep push against Entity. 50 seconds on Pure's Aegis. Damage being done though, down to HP. Trying their best to stall this, but there's the catch. Efficient, straight into the burst that Pure can offer. Takes out Resolution. He's now down for 45. No buyback on the bat. Block took there, Zayas.
Dire structures are fortified
way around
against all
Puppey.
comers.
Modification comes out, and
Don't see how they can defend. Let's see if they get to use their spells in a great manner, but Resin's dead. Pure.
The voodoo switcheroo coming to play with the sunshine and the Fisher. It was waiting for Puppey as soon as he comes out of the voodoo switcheroo. It's another one dead on Secret.
Dire's structures
Density.
are fortified.
Very, very tough for Secret to stop it. Vacation. Age is gone, but that will mean Pure back up to full HP mana. He's ready to play. Not hard for them to get any sort of setup or catch onto this Morphling as Pure stands his ground, finishes off the melee round. Still back off a little bit now. The Secret pretty much got everyone back in play, and Secret will smoke up here and attempt to get a catch on the chase. The list rooted by Pure, continues to fight and control the Nagasara from a distance. Rezo tries to get in, but very far up in comparison to the rest of his team, and gets completely annihilated.
Yeah, I must point out that earlier in this game I was a dumbass. I have not seen this Morph Axe against Naga yet. It's actually incredible. So we're already aware of the fact how many buffs there are to Morphling in this game, right, from his team. But now he made another one for himself against the Naga. He gets it loose, he gets the net, he steals 20% agi and 70 attack speed.
70 attack speed. So he's sort of sending out these illusions. I mean, he's just always going to be the better Naga Siren in this game, in these fights, it feels.
Yeah, he's stealing 40 agility and 70 attack speed. So that attack speed that he gets that Naga is missing. And Naga's already not Naga lacks timings in games, and he's already behind. It's like Naga's playing without, he has one less item. Basically, this butterfly, it doesn't exist in Naga's inventory when, well, Pure ultis him. So, yeah, this Morphling build with the heroes around him, it's looking
Blessings.
How do you counter this? How do you deal with this? What do you do if you're the Naga Siren? Do you just have to suffer in these fights?
I guess can't do much about it, because from what I can understand right now, even when he ultis, as he does an X-Mark on Nisha, even when he ultis Illus, it's unless I'm wrong. If we have a lesson,
Got enough burst to take down Pure. Dismember as well, but the Fish is there to up him out. Pure. Chris cut off, he just gets it with the jump though. Falls on sides for the Echo Slam. Nisha has to put the BKB in back on Puppey. Quite a bit of safety for now into the Voodoo Switcheroo. Nisha getting chased out though, has to step aside, tries to turn back in, gets caught by the Fish. Finishing off the kill. Crystal is surrounded by Entity. Entity, they've not lost a single hero. And there's... They'll lose 3.
Unless I am very much mistaken.
Zayas goes brought back. Looks like he's shortly going to die a second time in this team fight. We might be getting close to the end on this one again, Kezi.
Dire's middle
I think we are. There's an Alacrity Morphling hitting your tier 4s as GG is falling.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They lasted 10 minutes longer than in game 1, but the ending just as brutal here to team. As 21 tonight, 33 minutes up. They're now up 2-0 in this best of 5, and they continue to look remarkable doing so, Kezu. They just have not faltered at all so far in this entire run, and they are now just 1 win